Hello my friends, Ellen here. Hope all you're doing well. Welcome back to my Southern Kitchen and the third episode of Ellen's Thanksgiving Series 2022. Today I'm going to share with all of y'all a special recipe that is near and dear to my heart and is also in my cookbook and is a Thanksgiving classic and favorite. We're going to make my grandmother's Southern cornbread dressing. This recipe has passed on to my grandmother, then passed on to my mother, passed it on to me, and I'm very excited to pass on the recipe to y'all. And my friends, it is so simple and easy to make, and it is next level good. It is the bomb.com amazing. You will want to make this dressing every year at your Thanksgiving table. Everybody's going to love and enjoy this. I hope I make you proud, Granny. And I'll post a complete recipe along with the instructions down below in the description box. And also check out my seafood cornbread dressing recipe, my Thanksgiving recipes playlist, and my previous video, baked candy yams. I'll post a link to those down below in the description box. So grab your spices, your vegetables, and your cornbread sugar, because we're about to bake some cornbread dressing magic in my Southern kitchen. Here we go. Alright my friends, the first thing we're going to do is make our cornbread. In my medium bowl, we're going to add 2 cups each of self-rising yellow cornmeal mix and self-rising flour. I'm going to whisk them together until they're well incorporated. Alright, now we're going to set the dry ingredients aside while we work on the wet ingredients. In my large bowl, we're going to add in 2 cups of buttermilk at room temperature. And this is my homemade buttermilk. I'll post the recipe to that down below in the description box. 4 large eggs at room temperature. And 1 cup of canola oil, or you can use vegetable oil. And give a quick whisk until everything's well blended. Alrighty my friends, now we're ready to add our wet ingredients into the dry ingredients. And whisk until everything is well incorporated. And be careful, you don't want to over mix. If it's lumpy, that's alright. It's all good. Make sure you don't see any more streaks of cornmeal and flour. Excellent. And how simple and easy was that? A simple 5-ingredient cornbread recipe. Now we're ready to pour it into our pan. We're going to pour it in the 9 by 13 inch baking dish that I greased with cooking spray, or you can use butter. Alrighty, now we're ready to put our cornbread in the oven. Oven preheated to 400 degrees. Gonna let it bake for about 25 minutes. And while our cornbread is baking, let's go ahead and cook our veggies. In my skillet, I have my fire over medium heat. We're gonna add in 4 tablespoons, which is a half a stick of unsalted butter, and we're gonna let that melt. Alright my friends, our butter has melted. So now we're going to add in the 2 ingredients that is a must-have in dressing. Our celery and onion. I have 1 large onion that I diced and 3 stalks of celery that I diced. Yeah, you hear that sizzle? That's what you want. Give this a quick stir. And we're going to let the vegetables cook until they soften, about 10 minutes. Alright my friends, in 5 minutes before it's ready, we're going to add in 1 tablespoon of garlic powder and stir this in. Going to give our celery and onions extra flavor. And it smells amazing. Nothing like the smell of onions and celery cooking. And with garlic too, oh yes. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and let the veggies continue to cook. And I'll bring you back. All right, my friends, our onions and celery is nice and translucent. So now I removed it from the burner and our cornbread is ready. I'm going to get that out the oven and then we're ready to assemble our dressing. Alrighty, my friends, our cornbread is done. It's nice and golden brown. So now while it's hot, we're going to add it into our large bowl. And be very careful. Going to crumble it up. I love the smell of cornbread straight out of the oven. I can eat cornbread all day. Love me some cornbread. People ask me all the time, what's the difference between dressing and stuffing? It's the same thing. We call it dressing down here in the South. Alrighty, our cornbread is nice and crumbled. Let's go ahead and add in all of our ingredients. Our onions and celery. And over here, I add some yummy spices, 2 teaspoons of poultry seasoning, and a half a teaspoon each of ground sage, kosher salt, and white pepper, or you can use black. Sage is a must-have in dressing. It takes it to the next level. And here's another ingredient that's going to take our dressing to the next level. We're going to add in 1 can of cream of chicken soup. Going to give it more flavor. Now we're going to add in 2½ cups of chicken broth. We're going to stir everything together until they're well incorporated. And make sure you taste it to see if it needs any more seasoning before you add in the eggs. And you can always add more broth if it's too thick. I'm going to add a little bit more broth because it's a little too stiff. Go to about 2½ to 3 cups of broth. But be careful not to add too much. Alrighty, there we go. Got it to the right consistency. Alright, so I'm going to give my dressing a quick little taste to see if it needs any more seasoning. Oh yes. Perfect. Now we're ready to add in the eggs. Going to add in 2 large beaten eggs. And stir this in until it's well blended. This looks so good. It's not even baked yet. We used to go to my grandmother's house every year for Thanksgiving when I was little. I used to want nothing but the dressing. I like the turkey, but I love the dressing. And some cranberry sauce. Oh, yes. All right. I'm going to go ahead and finish stirring up my dressing, and I'll bring you back. All right, my friends. I'm through stirring up my dressing. Now we're ready to pour it into our pan. We're going to pour it in the same pan that we baked our cornbread in, 9 by 13 inch, and I grease it with cooking spray. All right, so now I'm going to shake it and spread it evenly, like so. Alrighty, girlfriend, you ready to go into the oven? It's nice and hot and waiting for you. First, we cooked the cornbread at 400, so now we're going to cook our dressing on 350, and we're going to let it bake for about 45 to 55 minutes. And I'll bring you back. Alright, my friends, there you have it. Southern cornbread dressing. Doesn't that look good? See how nice and golden brown that is? It smells heavenly. What do y'all call it, dressing or stuffing? Let me know down below in the comment section. So now I'm going to let my dressing cool for a few minutes and then I'll fix me up a plate and I'll give it a taste. Alright my friends, I fixed me up a plate. And normally I serve my dressing with cranberry sauce, but I didn't have any, so I'm just going to serve it like it is. You can also drizzle some gravy. Now it's time for the best part, the tasting. Here we go. Look at that. Have a bite. It's moist, just melts in your mouth. It's perfectly cooked. I can taste all the spices. Oh, ain't nothing like my grandmother's cornbread dressing. Brings back memories. I loved it then, and I love it now. It's phenomenal. Please give this recipe a try. This deserves another bite. Yum-o. Cornbread dressing-licious. My friends, I want to thank all y'all for watching and joining me in my southern kitchen today. If you enjoyed this video recipe, please give it a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to share this with your family and friends. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and click on the bell so that way you'll be notified when my new videos come out. Also, follow me on social media, Facebook, Ellen's Homemade Delights, and Instagram at Ellen Delights. And don't forget to hashtag Ellen's Homemade Delights. And to purchase a cookbook along with your picture, please send me an email, ellenshomemadeDelights@gmail.com. I would love to see your beautiful creations with my recipes. And I'll see you next time. Let's eat, much love, and happy Thanksgiving.